Yes, good day. We're going to look at a few things. Today we're going to look at outsourcing, insourcing, and offshoring. So sometimes we talk about outsourcing, but we forget all about insourcing and offshoring. So outsourcing. So I just have with me here a document by CIPS, the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply. Right? Now, outsourcing is really involves an organization identifying a competency. It could be core, it could be non-core. So they would identify that activity within the organization. They might dissolve the activity partially or otherwise. And the whole idea is to give it to a third-party provider. So why do that? We may give it to a third-party provider who we believe will do it better for us. They might be the expertise in it. So it might be HR services. It could be logistics services, right? These days, no entity, right, is immune from outsourcing, right? You can outsource any activity, all right? So that's what outsourcing is in the main. And quickly we move into what we call offshoring. Offshoring can be confused with outsourcing. So, yes, this here is from CIPS, and I'm going to share with you an example of offshoring, and I will also share their definition of it. So they're saying here that offshoring is an irreversible trend that is already expanding to include not just routine processes, but also the core activities of Western service firms. So a quick understanding with an example. Let's say Apple or any organization. If one of those companies or any company takes an activity that exists internally, right? It might be manufacturing, takes that activity and locates that part of their plant to another country. Usually it's done, it's sent to a lesser developed country where labor might be cheaper, for example. So it's like an organization taking their manufacturing setup and posting that part of their business to another country. That is what offshoring is. Now, they still own and control that entity. It is still part of their organization. So offshoring is quite common, all right? And then there's another strategy. There's another strategy known as insourcing. So let's look at insourcing. So insourcing. All right. So it's loading up. It's taking some time. Okay, let's try insourcing. Let's try this route. Right. So what is insourcing? So I'll give you a little insight on what CIPS says about insourcing. So CIPS, the definition by CIPS, insourcing generally refers to the decision of an organization to retain core competencies in-house. Youngson and Cheong, 2007. All right. So many a times outsourcing can be reversed into insourcing, bringing that competency, it might be core, it might be non-core, back into the organization. So this might be done for various reasons. It might be done because the arrangement, maybe it was not successful, it failed for whatever reason. Maybe the market would have changed and the organization may want more control of that entity. A host of reasons, right? You know, it may have to do with a sense of nationalism as well. So organizations are at times influenced by government philosophy and policy. So some governments, for example, may promote local and may try to promote as well local businesses. There might be a call to bring businesses back home. All right. And this is where insourcing might be triggered. All right. So organizations will then revert those activities that they may have all over the globe, because offshoring means that you're no longer in that particular territory or country, and basically bring it back home. So when you insource, you tend to promote local, you promote employment locally or employment for your community. Offshoring doesn't do that for your country where your company exists. However, it does promote employment for people in other territories. All right, so that is outsourcing, offshoring, insourcing. Thank you.